did a build challenge based on one of your suggestions where every room is a different pack, but I can't use that pack. The idea is, say we roll City Living for a room, we have to make it look like we used City Living, but without actually using City Living. A lot of you really enjoyed it and have been asking for a sequel, so today is part 2 of building a house in The Sims, but every room is a pack that I cannot use. So we've got our pack generator, and I have taken off the packs that we used in the last video. For the outside of the house, we are not going to be doing Outdoor Retreat. Okay, all right. Outdoor Retreat was mainly focused on camping and has a rustic feel to a lot of the items. So I think the vibe is going to be make it look like a cabin, right? I almost feel like this isn't as hard as it should be because Outdoor Retreat was the first ever pack for The Sims 4. So like, of course, in that time frame, we've gotten so many similar things. I actually think I do want to use this season siding. We actually do have one of my favorite ever platform trims / foundations in Outdoor Retreat. That's this stone. So I think I should do this stone as well. Outdoor Retreat has a big wooden column, and this one from Werewolves looks pretty similar. We also didn't get any doors or windows, so I think keeping things a little more rustic with either cottage living or horse ranch or seasons might work. Or actually, these ones from the base game might be pretty nice. And we actually got a ton of landscaping with Outdoor Retreat. We have these huge trees, these ferns, and these low-lying flowers, these purple flowers. So it shouldn't be too hard to actually add in some of these things. For instance, this fern from Vampires is pretty much the same one from Outdoor Retreat, but it's just smaller. We also have some dirt and gravel terrain paints, and I don't think that that is too hard to replicate, at least the dirt. And I'll add a big tree in the front and one in the back for good measure. And since Outdoor Retreat came with these like folding chairs, we can go to Little Campers and grab a couple for our front porch. Outdoor Retreat also came with multiple fire pits that have since been added with other packs. And this horse ranch one is super similar. So I'm doing that, but I'm sizing it down so it fits better with our front porch. It also came with coolers, which we for some reason have one in toddler stuff. I can't fit that on the porch. We are putting that in the front here. And so this is our exterior inspired by Outdoor Retreat, but without actually using Outdoor Retreat. Coming into the entryway, we are not going to be using the Cozy Bistro kit. Going from our oldest DLC to our most recent one, the Cozy Bistro kit is obviously focused on cute, cozy, almost old-fashioned-y bistro vibes, or upscale, I should say. I was thinking the Decor to the Max tiles could be a good replacement, but none of the color schemes in Decor to the Max are really what I'm looking for. And I was thinking to mimic this wall, cats and dogs could come in here, but like, that doesn't match the tiles at all. What if we did something like this? Wait a minute, what if we go with these tiles from For Rent and we keep these walls? We can do this little half curtain from Growing Together. Maybe we can use some of this stuff for our decoration. And we have a little menu here. For whatever reason, we have multiple menus in the game. I'm thinking maybe we could do this one here. And instead of that light, what if we go with this one from the base game? That looks pretty nice. Shape and vibe-wise, this chair feels really similar to this one from University, that one from the base game, and this one from Paranormal Stuff. Actually, look how pretty similar those two chairs are. This is not a dining table. This is actually supposed to be a side table, but I think we could slide it in here and do the mugs with the teas on it. But that actually seems kind of nice. I mean, it's kind of strange for a house. I would love to get a mirror right here, though it feels so cramped. We have this giant mirror from the kit, so I was trying to hope for something more traditional looking like this. Or we could get this one from the base game. That's a little smaller and can fit our vibe. A clutter item that came in the pack, if you didn't know, is just a nectar bottle. So I was thinking I could also add a bottle up here on the table. And I think that's really gonna work for us. So this is our Cozy Bistro inspired entryway. This is a bathroom. I think let's do this next. We're not gonna be using kids' room stuff. Well, I am not too sure how I feel about this for a bathroom. This is a bunch of what we got in kids' room stuff. It's actually really nice stuff. It's obviously very kid focused, but I do think it's a really underrated stuff pack. I don't think this is a one-to-one thing, but maybe we could use the hexagonal floors from Eco Lifestyle to bring in the vibes of the hexagonal shelf. We have a few different wood swatches and some lighter swatches and color swatches. So I'm thinking maybe we could do like some fun colors in here. Like we can do the blue toilet and the green sink. And I find these cupcake lights from Dream Home Decorator are somewhat similar to these ones from Kids Room. We've also got a clock from Kids Room stuff. And while this one is not as fun, we can still add it. The mirror from Kids Room stuff has like stickers and flowers on it. So we could do this one from Discover University that also has stickers on it. There aren't any walls or floors that came with kids room stuff. I mean, Parenthood, that screams kids room, doesn't it? Like, it screams that is a kids room. Maybe it doesn't scream kids room pack, but the vibes are there for sure. We do have this cutesy trash can, so maybe we could do the one from Pastel Pop Kit. We also have one of my favorite items ever from kids room, which are the butterflies that go on the wall. Maybe we could do this little butterfly wall decoration from Cottage Living. And you know what? Since we got the Void Critter stuff with kids room and the bathroom clutter kit has Void Critters on the towels, that seems like a perfect thing to add in here. As well as some of the decals from Cats and Dogs. Those could be kind of fun to represent other critters. We need the frog wall decal from Backyard Stuff. And could we find a place for the Parenthood like kids posters? Because we also have kids posters with kids room stuff. And I think also I will add in some of the bathroom clutter decals. It literally looks like a kid did decorate this bathroom. So that is our very wacky kids room bathroom without using kids room. And now we move over here to the kitchen, and the pack that we are not going to be doing is paranormal stuff. Now, I feel like this one's gonna be a little weird for a kitchen. Now, paranormal stuff really has some gorgeous items. I have to say it's probably one of my favorite stuff packs. There's a lot of beautiful color swatches, and right off the bat, I'm wondering if either this table from Movie Hangout or this one from Decor to the Max could work. I feel like Decor to the Max might be a closer vibe for us. And these are the paranormal wood floors. They are so gorgeous. I think this parquet flooring from Vampires is pretty close. I have no idea what color counter to do. I almost am feeling the country kitchen kit could actually have some nice swatches, unless we did Cottage Living. For some reason, I want to try and see if the red from Cottage Living works. I definitely want these colors to pop. And in terms of walls, I kind of get a very similar energy from this Realm of Magic wall. However, since I like the red with that, I kind of want to change up the counters. It is so hard to figure out how to make this work when the pack that you're trying to replicate does not have a kitchen set in the first place. But maybe yellow is the right way to go with the counters. I actually have a change of plans. While I love how similar this hallway table is, I think what could also work for us is using this like bar cart from Vintage Glamour instead of this glass end table. That's super similar. And instead of the cow plant terrarium, I'm going to use the Crystal Creations terrarium, which I think also kind of fits in. And one of my favorite hanging plants came with paranormal, so I'm going to add in a hanging plant from Blooming Rooms. We have these pictures of Guidry with paranormal, so I'm thinking maybe we could do like these big portraits. And we have this tray from paranormal, which I think of course we have to do the tiny living tray. And over here with the hanging lights, these ones from paranormal are so gorgeous. Maybe let me take these Batu lights and size them down. Oh wow, that is actually very similar in my opinion. And since the mini cow plant that came with this pack is something I love so much, instead of doing clutter that makes sense on here, I'm sizing down the cow plant and I'm putting it on there. And last but not least, I want to take a look at the rug from paranormal stuff. I feel like this one from Growing Together is very similar, and this one from Werewolves and Strangerville. Okay, we have a lot. I think I'm going with this one from Growing Together. I don't know exactly where to put that. I could size it down again and just use it as a little sink mat. So here is our paranormal stuff kitchen, actually not using any paranormal stuff. Over here to the dining area now. Our next pack that we won't use is going to be Strangerville. All right, I know a couple rugs we can use. Now, believe it or not, Strangerville came with a lot of strange stuff and one really nice rug. The build buy is actually not at all extensive because this was mainly a gameplay focused kind of pack. I'm thinking to capture the energy, we can do a metal on the wall and something similar to this floor pattern. That's actually really easy because that flooring is just a recolor of this base game one. I feel I'm kind of obligated to use it whether I want to or not. I feel like the other metals that we could put on the wall are almost too polished. I actually think the Caution brick wall from Werewolves is our best bet. A dining area, we don't really have a lot to go off of in the pack, but actually maybe the Batu one and the reclaimed chair. Again, why did it come with such weird stuff? And then like one of the best rugs to ever grace the game. I'm wondering if we do the paranormal one, but I will say that doesn't have the best swatches for my liking right now. I think I'm gonna use this one from Werewolves because it kind of has that rundown look that I'm going for also. I think we'll try to go with like the cluttered vibe that this bar back has for the wall. And the vibes of this horse ranch picture to me are similar to the vibes of this Strangerville picture. I'm gonna do a little flat flag here because we have this flagpole from Strangerville, and we have a little cactus here, so I want to grab this little guy and put him right there. And we have this UFO looking lamp. I'm not sure exactly how we can simulate those vibes. We could do the interrogation lamp from Get to Work. That's not too bad, but it doesn't look like a UFO. We also have a little banner up here, and thankfully we have a similar one from University. And then is this like potatoes, do you think? I probably sound like such a clown if you know what these are supposed to be and they're not potatoes. Whatever I perceive them to be actually doesn't matter because what I am doing instead, I'm getting the peppers, all right? Considering Strangerville is supposed to be New Mexico inspired, maybe they're hatch chilies, I don't know. I feel like this is like when you find dupes for like makeup products and stuff. Like I'm using this box from Dream Home Decorator and this one from Basement Clutter instead of like these documents from Strangerville and this box of files from Strangerville. And that will do it for our Strangerville inspired dining area. It honestly looks like a meeting room where you would plot and scheme things, but let's move on. So next we are doing this whole like living room hallway area, and the pack that we are not doing for this one is werewolves. Okay, well I know a rug we can use for this. It actually kind of makes sense to do this after Strangerville. Werewolves is sort of a mix of rundown, tattered, and like cute kind of woodsy aesthetics. I think for the walls we could do the more distressed siding from Horse Ranch, and I'm not too sure what's similar to this flooring. Honestly, maybe the actual Strangerville one could work. And I think instead of like the claw marks that can go on the floor, we can do a few of these like stains. I really think the Basement Treasures kit is going to help us a lot with this room because I feel like these couches have pretty similar vibes. Like this rundown recliner has a similar weathered energy to the old like theater seat. And for the rug, I was thinking we could do actually this well-traveled rug from Get Famous because the werewolves carpet comes in this like really worn down version. And I really love this bookshelf from Werewolves or this one from Werewolves. And I feel like once again, the Basement Clutter kit comes in clutch. Same with this one from University. Kind of has that makeshift look to it. Werewolves has these tarp curtains, which to be honest are pretty specific to that pack. We don't have anything too similar. These definitely aren't run down in the way that I was thinking. They kind of match the couch, I'll say it. Werewolves does come with a telescope, so maybe I'll put one over here and kind of point it out there. We also have this barrel planter from Werewolves. We also have a barrel planter in Cats and Dogs, as well as a tire planter that I might size down with my left bracket key and throw in the back here because of this tire seat item that we have with Werewolves. And we have this like really weathered, kind of muddy almost tire swatch. That's perfect. I thought maybe this item could be kind of cute with our vibe as well. And this lamp really does remind me of this lamp. Don't say you don't see it. And what if we did the mushroom gnome in here somewhere because I love that little mushroom clutter item. Of course, we also have claw marks with the paintings and posters, so I might go ahead and add a few of these that came with the vampires pack. That's definitely interesting. I love this werewolves mirror. Like, I don't even want to try to replicate it because I know I can't. It's interesting that the Crystal Creations one does not have as many crystals as the werewolves one. I think once again, we could go with Basement Clutter Kit. I was about to be like, no railing from werewolves, but we actually do have a stair railing. I'm thinking maybe this Get to Work one is our closest match. Same with the stairs. We have these old factory stairs. I think these industrial stairs from Get to Work are pretty close. Werewolves did come with a punching bag and a guitar, so maybe we could do a guitar and a punching bag. In terms of wall decor, we've got some posters from Werewolves, so I'm thinking we could do some of these over here. And since like graffiti vibes is a pretty prominent aspect of some of the Werewolves wall decorations, we could take this garage door mural and put it behind the TV. And I realize that also ties into this old factory shutter that actually is supposed to go on windows. But I think that's going to be it. That's our Werewolves inspired living room and just kind of extra hallway area. I was planning on this being an office, but we'll see what pack we get. For this room, we are not going to be using Get Famous. Ooh. So So since Get Famous is an expansion, we have a lot more to work with. The style is kind of like half rich fancy and half really nice mid-century modern. I think for this room, I want to go with the concept of recreating this video station. And we have these marble floors, and I'm thinking we can do these marble floors. For the walls, instead of this gray stucco, we can do this gray stucco. And so what I'm thinking for the desk area is to take like a glass dining table. Video station is kind of angled, which I unfortunately can't recreate. And we can take stuff from Moschino to kind of make their own camera setup. Like instead of this light from Get Famous, we can do this light from Moschino. And I think actually I'm gonna give them this computer since it has that second monitor like this one does. And I think for their filming background, I'm gonna grab these wood slats from Eco because they are super similar to those wood slats from Get Famous. And we do have these different like movie posters that came with Get Famous. We do also have these movie posters that come with the base game. No mirror can really match how extra this one is. I'm kind of torn between doing this one or this one. I think I kind of want to use this one. I like this one in many different contexts, including here. And I know we haven't really gone mid-century. It might actually be easier to try to recreate the other kind of style, or this chair is kind of perfect. And I just talked about this well-traveled rug from Get Famous being similar to this one from Werewolves. Do we find a swatch from Werewolves that is somewhat acceptable? I think that could work, and it kind of matches our plant. We have some very extra window coverings from Get Famous, and we honestly have something very similar here in the base game. That really made it look good. It made it look better, didn't it? We also have some very random clutter items. Most of them are too big to even fit in here, but we have this laundry detergent looking thing. So naturally, I will grab this from Laundry Day. Maybe they're doing a hashtag ad. There's the Void Bop CDs, so we could maybe also throw in the CDs from base game. And honestly, I feel like they leave their space largely uncluttered as a nice contrast to, you know, all this. So that is our Get Famous inspired filming studio slash office. And now up here to the upstairs hallway. The pack we are not going to be using is Seasons. Seasons came with a lot of, well, seasonal items and actually no flooring at all. Maybe just to make it look better and more cohesive, we could do the same Forest Ranch vertical siding because we have that vertical siding from Seasons. I do need a fence for around the stairs, and I think maybe this base game one might be kind of close. And now I just wonder if we use the free holiday pack for a certain amount of items, because the free holiday pack did come with a Christmas tree, a nutcracker, holiday garland, string lights. Not that Seasons came with string lights, but I am taking this excuse to add them. And it also literally came with presents. Oh my god, this big giant painting from Seasons. I love that. What if instead we did this giant painting from City Living? I hope that doesn't affect them getting up the stairs. We have this pumpkin lantern light and these gravestone lights. I literally just did a double take. Wouldn't you know it? We literally have the exact same items in spooky stuff. That's really bad. Oh my god, maybe these are 3 gravestones, one for the ghost of Winterfest past, present, and future. I think purely based on energy and vibes, I would like to use this splash pad as the rug because it reminds me of the like giant avocado looking puddle rug. That looks totally normal, like a thing you would definitely see in a real life house. And so I was kind of looking for a chair maybe we could throw in. I was thinking this one, I think this is just from the base game. It's kind of like half this vibe and half this vibe. The last thing I want to do, I'm gonna put these plants on the wall because of this succulent wall plant thingy from Seasons. And I think this will be our Seasons Landing. Seasons Landing, that sounds like a gated community with the worst HOA you could ever imagine. And now for bedroom number 1, we are not going to be doing backyard stuff. I can't lie, we actually have a ton of really cute stuff with backyard stuff. The furniture leans pretty bright, summery, and colorful. The plants are vibrant, as well as the patterns, and it of course includes my beloved citronella candle. I was actually thinking maybe we could do a kids room because this came out right after kids room, so in my head they're kind of in the same era. This is the side table from backyard stuff, and this is a dining table from the base game. And I wasn't initially thinking this, but we could use this grass and flower rug from high school years to give us a cute little vibe like that. A bright colored rug like this certainly can work. Oh, and now we can use Seasons. I'll put a little spring wreath on the door. Some cute flowers right here. Color scheme wise, this movie hangout chair is very very similar to this swatch of a backyard stuffed chair. And since we do have this butterfly item, I am going to go ahead and get my butterflies from Kids Room Stuff. This might be a good spot for a dresser. We can do that fun, juicy red pink that we have on this swatch. And going back to the holiday pack, we have these flip-flop string lights, and those scream summery backyard, so I think those will make an appearance, as well as some of the kids room photos. That's more for like the actual lore of this being a kids room. And I must pop at least some type of candle in here in honor of my citronella candle. And I do think this one is a little random, but that is going to be our backyard stuff inspired kids room. And so now we're going to do the upstairs hall bathroom, and we are not going to be using Home Chef Hustle. I think our biggest thing here will be maybe hopefully getting a similar wall and floors, considering Home Chef Hustle is probably the farthest thing we could desire for a bathroom. I am wondering if I use the island living counters, because in the Home Chef Hustle pack, we actually finally, again, got a waterfall edge on a counter, and then literally just go on vibes for everything else. Instead of those tiles, we could do these ones from the base game. Color scheme wise, this concrete could kind of make sense. And for walls, I'm looking for something with that half wall of tile. Honestly, something like this. It's almost the same height of the tiles. And we actually don't have any similar sinks to the one that came with Home Chef Hustle, but in the spirit of food and kitchen packs, we can use the one from Cool Kitchen and maybe do, you know, some plates instead of the plate rack. And we could do the pressure cooker since Home Chef Hustle came with a lot of small appliances. Over the toilet, I'm going to do these two shelves to mimic these ones from the pack. And these actually, I believe, have lights under them. So I'm going to take this light strip from high school years and put that under the shelves. And that allows us a little bit more room for clutter. I'm adding the cookbooks. We have a little plant and salt and pepper shakers on this shelf. So I think we can do a little plant and some salt and pepper shakers or whatever these spices are on these shelves. Maybe we'll just do some other, you know, food related clutter up here. And we'll make sure we have some of the bathroom essentials in here as well. And let's just move on. This is our Home Chef Hustle inspired bathroom. And now into this bedroom and front balcony. The pack that we are not going to be doing for this one is My Wedding Stories. I reckon this will be a lot easier at the end of the month once we have the new Love Struck pack, huh? My Wedding Stories came with some gorgeous, beautiful wedding themed romance centric items and this giant random orb lamp. I actually really do love the wall that came with My Wedding Stories. And since it has a nice little ombre on it, I was wondering if maybe we do something like this wall. And it did not come with a flooring, so we don't have to worry about replicating one of those. I think for the bed, I honestly wonder if this one from For Rent or maybe this one from Island Living. I really did not set this room up in a way that putting a bed anywhere makes sense though. I think it has to be up against the windows, but to be honest, this is the side of the house we can just take away those windows if we don't want them. I just really love the flowy canopy on that. It really reminds me of this wedding arch. And maybe these little Riviera Retreat side tables, because I feel like Riviera Retreat really fits in with the vibes of Tartosa, which is the world that came with My Wedding Stories. I actually think Island Living is going to assist us again, and we can do these lights by the bed. Instead of these candles, we do have other candly ones. I really wasn't thinking Island Living when we rolled this, but it's something about like the flowy beachy vibe. I think instead of this toasting celebration bucket, let's go with the VIP bucket from base game. We can add this plumb bob lamp. That's a reward for having the Sims 3 late night, and that is flirty decor, so it should put your Sims in the mood. We have no paintings or posters from My Wedding Stories. We do have this really gorgeous wooden art wall piece though, and we also have a really pretty one from For Rent. That works. It's not like ideal, but for the love vibes, we can do these hearts from Outdoor Retreat. We can do the lots of love bear, and I think this candle is very similar to that candle, so maybe we could do a bunch of these lining the balcony. I bet that'll create a really nice effect at night and not be a fire hazard at all. I do not know what kind of chairs to do on the balcony. This one kind of feels like a similar shape, color, style to a combination of all four of those chairs. Maybe we can do a couple of those. I might put some rose petals in the room. And this rug from My Wedding Stories is pretty similar to this one from City Living. So we could put that in there with the rose petals. And I'm thinking for sure we get Portrait of of a marriage in here. And in Growing Together Debug, there is a marriage certificate. We have some really pretty curtains from this pack, and I think maybe I'll go in with Desert Luxe, but I'm gonna clutter a few more things up, and then that will be our My Wedding Stories, but not My Wedding Stories themed bedroom. Last room inside is the ensuite bathroom, and for this one, we are not going to be doing Crystal Creations. Crystal Creations did come with a lot of nice stuff, but again, this one's not really bathroom. It did not come with a flooring, but I think for this wallpaper, we could go with paranormal stuff. I'm not really sure how to lay this out. Maybe we can do the shower tub combo there and the toilet here. I'll use this one since we have some wood going on in the Crystal's Creations pack. Crystal's Creations, who's Crystal? We've got this unfathomable fern, which I have to say is one of my new favorites in the game, but we can go with the fine feathered fern, one of my old favorites in the game. To represent our bookshelf that we have in Crystal Creations, I'm adding this bookshelf into the bathroom, and maybe we do like the wood cabinets. And crystals wise, this would be the place for the werewolf's mirror, but vibe wise, I'm thinking we go with this one because it is very similar in color. And everyone's favorite bathroom clutter, this Realm of Magic giant floating crystal, the celestial crystal crown. I wish we could fit the crystal fireplace because that would be really cool, but I'll add the paranormal crystal ball. I was actually thinking about these Realm of Magic pictures since they have like potions and there's a little crystal stopper on that potion. It just seems Crystal Creations adjacent, and this is our Crystal Creations inspired bathroom. It's definitely different from other bathrooms I've done, I'll say that. All right, and last but not least is our back patio, backyard area, and we are not going to be doing For Rent for this one. For Rent has some really gorgeous items. I've tried to pull out what might be relevant to us in a back patio area. I want to start here with these tiles. It's not perfect, but they kind of remind me of these ones from the Greenhouse Haven kit that have the little green poking through. And for whatever reason, we got 6 different fences in this pack. Look at this one from For Rent and this one from Strangerville. I'm getting us a pool, and I'm actually going to put in these flower candle lights because they're pretty similar to this lily candle, and that's our pool floaty, which there's a very limited amount of pool floaties, so I'm just going to add a pool floaty. We have some beautiful plants from For Rent, so I think I will make sure we are abundant in plants out here in the back patio. This is our grill. I might add this one from Horse Ranch instead. Our dining tables are both 4-seaters, so I think I will look for something similar to that. Maybe this one from Snowy Escape. Oh, but we also have like the plastic furniture. I'm literally wondering if I do these chairs from My Wedding Stories. I really like this wall light from For Rent, and I might end up doing this one from the base game because of the same kind of rectangular look. We have this tapestry, and I think we could do a similar one right here from City Living. I love, love, love this Bob the plant. I might do a small plant that I also love equally as much, the little one from Greenhouse Haven. But I don't want to forget a hot tub. This is the one we have from For Rent, and I'm curious if we could take this one from Perfect Patio, but order it on the pool with these rocks from Riviera Retreat to give it that same rocky kind of energy. We do have the sugarcane juice tray, and so maybe we can do a drink tray from Riviera Retreat. Wait, we actually do have these plastic lounge chairs. I don't even know how I like missed that when I was thinking about what to do instead of the plastic furniture. I think one of the last things I wanted to do was see if we could find any waste bin that is similar to the trash bin. If this one from Snowy Escape has like, okay, all right, it has kind of a, I don't know, like that plasticky green swatch. We could do that as our trash can. Oh, and we could do a couple of these Batu lights because it has that similar gold embellishment as the For Rent ones. Ooh, the column situation. None of them feel correct. This cottage living one has like a similar bottom half detailing, so we could just put a couple of those in there. And is that going to be it? Is that going to be our For Rent backyard? And so that will wrap up part 2 of Every Room is a Different pack, but I can't use that pack. But we have a lot of packs that we still haven't gotten to, so if you are interested in a part 3, let me know. If there's other challenges you'd like to see, let me know. If you did make it this far in the video, go ahead and comment. Is there a rock emoji? Can you comment a rock emoji or a flower emoji? Either one. To let me know that you made it all the way to the end. And as always, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you are a Sims challenge enjoyer. I have linked another one on the screen for you to watch right now if you're interested. I would love to see you at a live stream sometime. I have linked everything down below. And other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a lovely tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!